Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It's time for our weekly recap of Down in the Valley where them girls get naked. If you throwing bands, then you know she gon' shake it. Hey, 1, 2, P Valley, y'all. This is season 2, episode 5, and it was titled White Nights. All right, y'all, real quick, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. All right, y'all. So this episode was good. I really enjoyed it. It was mainly about Keyshawn and AKA Mississippi and how she got to where she is, basically. Uncle Clifford was doing like little drops of narration, but not really. She was just kind of like dropping her little tidbits, her rules, you know what I mean, throughout the episode. So it was real cute. But we see it opened up where it's like, I don't know what because not Jocelyn was on there, but anyway, it's at the Sapphire, and I don't know what the event was called because I kept missing it, but I'm gonna call it Strippathon. And it was like Jessica Don was there, Tip was there, and then some other famous stripper or whatever was there. And then Jocelyn, Miss Jocelyn Hernandez, baby, was the not the narrator, the host or whatever. So she get up there and she talking and stuff like that. But before she get up there, we see Keyshawn in the back, and Rome is talking to Keyshawn, saying like she gonna have her own lace front deal that's fitting to come through and stuff like that. Oh, give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry, it was like a glare on the lens, and I didn't know if it was from the light or from my camera. But I mean, I still see it. It's kind of distracting, but I'm ignoring it. So he like, you got your own lace front deal and stuff like that, and they gave you like some wigs to try out. So it's like a bluish black wig, which I thought was cute. Okay, I was like, oh, I would wear that. And then it was like a red and black one, then like a black half blonde short one, and then it was like a blonde one. He was like, I think you would look good on this. So he put the blonde wig on her, and he like sexy chocolate go with everything or whatever. So she was like, then he was like, and then you could wear it on the next 2 weeks of the Dirty Dozen or whatever. So she like, oh my God, no, I gotta get back home. I gotta get back home. I gotta get back to my kids. He was like, look, already cleared it with Justin Bieber. It's gonna be all right. Then you can get this money, and then you ain't got to go home again or whatever like that. And she like, I just need to go home. I just need to go home. And then Uncle Clifford tell us like she ain't ready to leave her house or whatever, and she gonna leave her palace when she ready to leave her palace. So then we see they on the stage. Oh no, I'm sorry. We see Murder and Teak. They them two. They in like a VIP booth or whatever, and they was chilling at first, and then so then little Murder was like, well, I don't understand why he couldn't put me up on the stage or whatever. I could have opened up for whatever. And then Teak like, don't nobody know you, and he was like, don't everybody, dirty South, North. They just going back and forth because you know Teak mad because he ain't get no postcards. So Rome come over there, and so then Murder's like, you couldn't hook me up with nothing. You could hook me up with this. And so Rome like, this all about Mississippi tonight. This is Mississippi's night or whatever like that. Not little Murder night. And so then we see Jocelyn. She get up there, and she is with this whole giving them flowers while they here and giving. I'm like, girl, if you don't stop. And so, like I said, Jessica Don was there. Tip was there. And then some other lady, I cannot think of her name. If y'all know it, y'all put it down in the comments. But they there, I guess, judging the new girls or something, child, who knows. But anyway, Mississippi come on there. Well, no, before Mississippi did that, Jocelyn did her little dance, like, do it like it's your B-day, and do it like it's your B-day. So she do her little dance, and I mean, she didn't really do nothing. I thought she was going to do some tricks on the pole or something like that. No, baby. So Mississippi get up there, she do the damn thing. She flipping, twirling, almost falling, catching, like she doing the damn thing, okay? And then we go back to the past. So we go back to where she was in high school. And then we see her on the cheerleading team. Or I shouldn't say on the cheerleading team. She was trying out for the cheerleading team. And then Gidget was like the head coach or whatever. And she was like checking her and stuff like that. Like, hold it in, do all this other stuff. Keyshawn ends up falling. Who picks her up? Derek. Because Derek was one of the holders, whatever they call. I can't think of what they call. But, you know, the guy cheerleaders. That's not what they call. But he picked her up and stuff like that. Somehow you should do it again or whatever like that. She was like, no, it's okay. They make sure she okay. They get her a little ice pack for her forehead and stuff like that. And so then we see Keyshawn got a stepsister, Alicia. So Alicia is also trying out for the cheerleading squad. So then she gets up there, do her little thing or whatever. So then Keyshawn sitting on the side. She got the ice on her head. This football player, he come up and he asked her what her name is and stuff. Excuse me, y'all. He asked her what her name is. She don't give him her name. And so, of course, he do that whole, oh, well, you ain't even all that cute. You looking like a burnt chicken nugget. But she was just asking me for my number. So, apparently, you like burnt chicken nuggets. Like, if you don't get the... Anyway, so then Derek come over and he like, you shouldn't talk to her like that, yada, yada, yada. And so the football player doing the most, and then he started like getting at his, what you want to do, white boy, what you want to do, look at the white boy scared, yada, yada, yada. And so Derek go to walk away, and then here the football player goes spitting on him. Tear him up, Derek. So then Derek, pop, 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 boom, boom, boom. He beating him up. The two other football players, they pull him off. And so then Derek like, bow, bow. He was tearing him up. Tear him up. One thing you don't do, spit on me. You can say whatever you want to say. You spit on me, that's it. It's a wrap. So, they end up getting suspended. Alicia ended up making the squad, not Keyshawn. Derek started flirting with Keyshawn or whatever like that. Then we see the football players, they end up getting suspended, but not Derek or whatever. And Derek was like, because she was like, well, what about you? Then you started. He was like, no, I just finished it. And, you know, they need their top 5 cheerleading squad or whatever in there or something like that, so I ain't getting in trouble. So I was like, And so we see the not the cheerleaders. We see Keyshawn stepmama. So her stepmama is the bitch. It's basically like Cinderella. Is it Cinderella? Yeah, Cinderella and the evil stepmom and the stepsister, stuff like that. Because she got Keyshawn doing the girls' hair and stuff like that. But Keyshawn like doing that stuff or whatever. But she basically like, well, it's hard raising 2 girls by myself. And she was like, 3. You got 3. And she was like, oh yeah, you know, I gotta get used to doing that. I gotta get used to doing that or whatever like that. And so Keyshawn, I was like, girl, you got them curlers on that girl head a little too long. Because she ends up burning the girl pony like a piece of her ponytail. So she was like, oh shit. She was like, that's $5 in the jar. That's $5 in the jar. So then the other sister, Alicia, she was like, oh shit. She was like, that's for you. What y'all done did to my baby hair? What y'all did to my baby hair? So then she go over there, oh my God, Keyshawn, you done took her beauty away from her. Oh my God. I said her hair did not make her pretty. Like, ma'am. Because I guess they did pageants and all that other stuff, child. And then she was light-skinned and blah, blah, blah. And, of course, Keyshawn was dark-skinned. So then they, you know, did all that, put them against each other. But the sisters were still cool and stuff. But the mama wasn't cool with Keyshawn or whatever. So, they do all that. And then we still in the past. So then we see Keyshawn. She running in the rain. Derek ends up giving her a ride. But she was just like, I don't want to go home. So then they end up going to like this diner. And so they chatting over fries. Not Patrice was the damn waitress. I was cracking up. Talking about, that's all you going to get, honey. You going to get some bacon fries. He got the money. You should order some more. This is a date. You is going to pay for this, right? I was cracking up. I said, not Patrice. And so he was like, well, they both was like, this not a date. And if it was a date, he would take us somewhere special and all this other stuff. Then we see the family, they putting up the Christmas tree, or the girls was putting up the Christmas tree. The stepmama was doing something, child. I don't know what she was doing, but she was just like, well, James coming here, when he stepped in this door, I want him to see that Christmas tree or whatever. And so the daughters was like, well, how did you get him, mama? You know, I just served him a drink on the plane and that was it. And so Keyshawn was like, you forgot that you served his wife first. And so she was like, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Now from your, I guess that's how you see it. That's how you see it from your point of view, but that ain't how it is. And so then Keyshawn was like, well, your effing fairy tale is missing some chapters. Like, that ain't even how it popped up or whatever like that. You missing some scenes in your fairy tale or whatever. She was like, ain't nobody missing no scenes. And she was like, yeah, because you a home worker that turned into a house, what'd she say? A home worker who turned into a homemaker or whatever like that. And so she was like, you go to your room. And so then, now she threw mashed potatoes at Keyshawn. So now they throwing a goddamn dinner at each other. So then Keyshawn go to her room, and then you can hear the mama, the stepmama, and the daddy fussing back and forth or whatever. Or basically, you just heard the damn stepmama. In the future, we see Keyshawn talking to Jessica Dime, Tip, and then the other lady, and you know, she handing out her flyers, something. When you wear the lashes, girl, just make sure you post me. They was like, oh no, girl, we know how to promo. We know how to promo, girl. We know how to promo. And then Jocelyn come in there, and then she like, hey, bitch. And then she starts throwing with the money thrower or whatever like that, throwing 100s and stuff. And so then the other girls leave, and then Jocelyn gives her, talking about, you can make it out of here. Cause your belly is growling. Your belly is growling. Cause you remind me of when I was one like this. They ain't never gonna forget that you was a hoe. They ain't never gonna forget that you was a hoe. Okay, they ain't never gonna do that. But you know what? You're gonna be a hoe of money. Okay, you're gonna get that green. You're gonna get that bang bangle. She didn't say all that, but she basically did say she was gonna get that money and stuff like that. She did say they ain't never gonna forget that you a hoe or whatever like that. So then she gives her a car key, and so not a car key, a hotel room key. And so she was like, what I'm supposed to do with this? You want me to come and see your room or whatever? Give you a little dance? She was like, no, girl. We having a little party. You know, boss bitches talking to boss bitches. You know what I mean? Pretty bitches talking to pretty bitches. This is what we do. Okay. She was like, oh, okay. And she's like, this is crazy. So at school, at one point, they was talking about this dance. So it's like a mistletoe dance, and then like the high sedity white people dance or whatever. So it's like the ghetto dance and then the white people dance. Well, I shouldn't even say ghetto, but basically that's what they had said. They did say it was ghetto, because they were saying like the white people take them to the plantation, and then the black people get the school or whatever like that. So then that's basically what had happened, child. So the sisters, they got dates, and then at first when they was at the lunch table, I didn't even realize that was the other sister because of her haircut, because she had like I'm gonna call it the black girl mullet with the short hair style in the front and then the long stuff in the back, and I didn't realize that was her until she was at the house. I said, oh shit, that was the damn sister. So anyway, the girls got dates, okay? Keyshawn, she eating a bowl of cereal while they, you know, taking pictures and stuff like that. And so the daddy like, Keyshawn, can you take a picture of everybody? Can you take a picture of everybody? And so he go over there and get a picture. And then we find out that Alicia is I guess I don't know if he was molesting her or maybe just like flirting with her or making passes at her. I don't know if it had got to the stage where he was like, you know, doing stuff inappropriate. Well, I mean, that's inappropriate too. But I mean, you know, like the next level. I don't know if it got there, but you could tell like she was uncomfortable with him being next to her. And Uncle Clifford had made a statement saying like the pretty girls bring pretty problems or something like that, and Alicia know all about it. So I don't know like what the dynamics was. They didn't really go into that because like I said, it was about Keyshawn. So the doorbell rings, so they thinking it's the limousine driver and stuff like that. Child, it was Derek. And Derek had like he dressed up in his little suit and stuff, and then he had a whole dress for Keyshawn. And not the song I'm in love with the cocaine one. I said they shady as shit. So then Keyshawn run upstairs, child. Not her doing crunches, trying to get into a Spanx. I said, girl, even if you did crunches, that's not how any of that works. Like, you can't do a crunch and then you just get into the outfit. But she ended up getting into the dress. She looked real cute and stuff like that. Like I said, she went to the bougie dance, and then the other girls went to the high school. So they like comparing the stuff. It's like lobster at the bougie dance, and then sandwiches at the other dance, Kool-Aid compared to champagne. Like they was just kept doing that back and forth. And so Derek and Keyshawn end up standing underneath the mistletoe to kiss. Child, this white lady came up. We later found out it was his mama, and she was looking like, you better not kiss her. You kiss her, that's it. And so they ain't end up kissing. But they go outside and they chatting and stuff, and that's what we found out that was his mama. And so then we also found out that Derek's dad be beating on him and stuff. So they standing out there talking and stuff, and then it starts snowing. So I'm like, not snowing in Mississippi. So then she like, oh my God, it's snowing and stuff. And then he like, well, I gotta get you home. Your daddy gonna kill me and stuff. And she like, no, when is the last time we gonna see snow in Mississippi? And so then they get in the car, and then it's snow falling and stuff. And then, child, they start bow chickie wow wow. And I said, oh Lord. And so then we back in the future. And so it's the money on money back in the suite with Wody, Murder, Teak was there. And Keyshawn. So it's murder on murder. Wody ends up winking at her. Well, no, before they get into that, they was like, it was a whole shitty mess. Wody eating that white people potato salad with the raisins. I was cracking up. So then they end up asking, well, no, then Wody winked at Keyshawn, so then she died on the money, and it was piles of money, child. And so then they like, Big T, why you quiet? Ain't nobody quiet. Ain't nobody quiet. They started going off. And so then Lil Murder said something to him. He busted, he get to the all defensive and stuff. And so then Keyshawn ends up looking at Wody and was like, it's these niggas fucking. And so then Wody look at Keyshawn like, I think these niggas fucking. I was dying, okay? So then they asked Murder if Teak okay, because Teak had got up, stormed out the room. And so Murder like, nah, he ain't been right in the Mississippi Minute or whatever. I'm gonna go check on him or whatever. So then here go Wody. He might just need to get him a bitch. And so Murder was like, what the fuck? He like, child, I'm telling you, it was cracking up. It was cracking me up. And so then he was like, or not. Like, I don't want no problems, man. I was dying. And so then Rome come in the room, Rome doing Rome, child, just running off at the mouth. He ends up throwing them keys or whatever, room keys. And so he was like, I guess they were saying like, can they go to the Jocelyn party or whatever? Or could they slide through the suite? Something like that. He was like, no, you can't slide through. And then y'all lucky I got y'all this or whatever like that, because y'all ain't got the money. Y'all could be sleeping at the Motel 6. And you know how Rome do. He just be yapping. So Teak looked like he about to bust Rome. Because he like, nigga, I don't want your charity. Like, Lord have mercy. I'm like, if Teak don't calm down, give him so he needs some stronger weed, because that ain't working. So, because Teak getting all mad again, I don't need your charity, man. You can take your card back. I don't need this shit. Like the vein popping out of his neck. So then he go in the room, get his bag or whatever. He was like, I'm going to sleep in the hearse. So then he goes. So then, of course, Murder go chase after him or whatever. And so, Rome end up leaving. Keyshawn ends up telling Wody, like, don't be, bothered by Rome or whatever like that. I'm going to go back up there. I'm going to get y'all keys and stuff and yada, yada, yada. And so then Wody like, oh, okay. But I don't like your hair. She like, what? And he was like, I just like the hair that grow out your head. I'm just saying. And so then he going by his business. We back in the past and we see Keyshawn and got pregnant on that damn winter's night, okay? So she 8 months pregnant. Derek ends up giving her some bibs or something, child, and she mad, these ugly. And then he like, well, that's what they gave us stuff. Yeah, because your mama on board now or whatever like that. Because, my daddy had to put the down payment on this duplex. Not your mama, not your daddy. They don't ever do nothing or whatever like that. So he like, what? I should never dip my dick in you. I should never dip my dick in the likes of you. My mama had told me. And so he was like, he said something about some backwoods bitch or some shit. I said, oh no, that's why we talking to your future baby mama. And so she like, I've been taking care of you. I'm 8 months pregnant working at the Walgreens. I'm taking care of you or whatever like that. So she going off. And then, of course, he got to come over there and put his hands on somebody. So then he choking her. And that's when it first started, when he started putting his hands on her, whatever like that. And he was like, I got kicked out my house because of you, or whatever like that. And so he's talking about, you trapped me that night, and yada yada yada. And that's what Uncle Clifford tell us. That's when Mississippi was born that day. So then Mississippi goes, we in the future again. So Mississippi goes up to Rome's spot, and she like, why you ain't dressed? We supposed to be going over to Jocelyn spot or whatever like that. And he like, well, I was on the phone and stuff because, trying, work some deals. And, that wig deal had fell through. It fell through, whatever. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got this other deal or whatever like that. It's this shoe right here. She was like, a stripper shoe? And he was like, yeah, this going to look good. It's going to be brand. She was like, yeah. He was like, but they paying 3% off the top. She was like, yeah, but it's only a limited customer base. I want to do the wig because everybody throwing a lace wig every now and again. But he was like, but just try the shoe on. Try the shoe on. It should go good with your floss. It look good with your floss. So then she go try the shoe on and stuff like that. She in the bathroom looking in the mirror and stuff like that. Because he said he gonna go get dressed. Child, he come back into the bathroom with just his robe on. I guess his dangling just out and swinging. And she like, Rome, Because then he got the camera talking about he want to make a movie with her and stuff. And she was like, Rome, we not doing that or whatever like that. And so he like, so, but you don't want to strip for me, or whatever like that. She was like, that's not all I do. And so he was just like, what did he say? No, because he was like, what you think, them little lap dances doing something or whatever like that. She was like, no, when I'm up there, I'm free. I'm in charge. I run this or whatever. I'm the boss or whatever like that. And I make them feel like they having an experience or whatever. So I'm taking them to the edge or whatever. And so then he going off and stuff. And what did he say? I'm doing everything for you. I'm feeding you. I'm getting you money. This hotel suite and stuff. So she was like, so now I owe you now? He was like, yeah, you owe me because all this is pending. Or whatever like that. And she was like, I don't do this or whatever. So she like pushed past them to try to get out the room. And so he was like, oh yeah, because you and Murder, y'all up there faking and stuff like that. And I saw the way he was kissing on you and he ain't like it and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, so you just been clocking. And then I knew something was going to come out of it, especially when dude was saying all that gap at episode 2. So he was like, and then I got this little movie and all this. So she was like, what movie? What you talking about? So on his phone, he had showed her that I guess he got Teak and Lil Murder about Chicky Wow Wow. So I'm like, what kind of shit? You putting cameras in people fucking hotel rooms, nigga, and then like, why is it right there on your phone? Like, what you saying to us? Like, first of all, Teak with a child. Look, so let me keep going. So he was like, he talking about he sharing big booty with Teak or something like that. He was recording him, like I said, or whatever like that. So he was like, he ain't no gangster. He a F word or whatever. He was like, and you ain't no princess. You's a hoe. And so then he ripped her little breast thing open. Her little titty popped out. I said, oh, that's a nice titty, Keyshawn. But anyway, so then he tried to rape her, whatever. So she fighting him off. She kicked him in the balls. Bow. Kicked him in the, elbowed him in the face or whatever like that. And then she run down the hallway, and then all her stuff falling off, like all her sequins and all this other stuff, and she banging on the door, bang, 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 bang. It takes us back to the past when she was banging on the door, like her parents' door, after Derek had yoked her up and stuff. And so she was like, I ain't had nowhere else to go. And it's raining. She got on a white nightgown. And she at the door asking her stepmom to let her in. And her stepmama say, relationships is hard. Bitch, what? So she was like, basically, you can't keep running back and forth to here and there just because you don't like the relationship, how the relationship going with you and Derek. Like, this is the situation you got yourself into, and I can't have this around my daughters. I'm like, what? And so she was like, well, what my daddy say? Your daddy agreed. She probably was lying like shit. She didn't ask that man nothing. So then she tell Keyshawn going home. And then earlier, I did miss the part where she came home or whatever. She was sneaking in from the dance, or not from the dance, the dance, and from her biological wild with Derek, and the stepmom was downstairs smoking, and so then she apologized for missing curfew and stuff like that, and then the stepmom was basically like, her daughter's not home. yet either. So she made it before her own children made it home. And she was like, she won't snitch on her or whatever. And she was like, that outfit you got on, it fits you to a T. She was like, yeah. And she was like, just be careful being a man's Barbie doll. He'll always find another one to buy. And she was crying. So I think the daddy was cheating on her then. And I don't know if she knew about him making passes at her daughter. I hope not, because then she was still with the man. And that's some trash ass shit. But I guess he was cheating on her again, or like the way you get him is the way you lose him. Like he cheated on his wife to get you. So what made you think that he wasn't going to cheat to get somebody else? But who is me? Anyway, that was the part. That was back in the day. So let me fast forward. So the stepmom tell her to go home. So then she back to bang on the door. But she at Wodie's door this time. It's the future. So she at Wodie's door and she tell him what Rome did and stuff. And then she tell him that he got a movie or whatever. And he was like, what you mean? She was like, he know everything or whatever. And he was like, what you mean? She was like, everything. Like he even got a little movie or whatever. And so he was like, oh, okay. And so she kept blaming herself for Rome attacking her. He was like, you're not stupid. You're not stupid at all. Like, you smart or whatever like that. Stop blaming yourself. This ain't your fault or whatever. And so she like, I just want to go home, Wodie. Like, I just want to go home. Just take me home or whatever like that. So she said she done. So he like, well, we got another week. She was like, no, I'm done. Like, it's a wrap. I can't do this no more, whatever. So then she back home in the past. Child, Derek went out and brought every flower at the florist arrangement in Mississippi and put it in the new baby's crib room and stuff like that. And he going there on his knees, begging her and promising her like he not gonna be like his daddy and he not gonna do it again and stuff. And she like, I know, baby, I know. I said, see. And so then she home in the future. Abuser Derek with the churn. And so he was holding the little baby. It was like, oh, look, mama home, or whatever. And so that little baby was looking like, I don't know who that is. It ain't my mom. I was cracking up. Baby cute. But anyway, he like, well, what you doing home? Because Rome had said you was going to have like an extension of 2 weeks or stuff. She was like, yeah, but you know, he want us to take a little break, you know, to work the schedule out because something wrong with the schedule. She tried to touch the little toddler. And he like winks away from her. She like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Or like that. And so she take him to the doctor. Why the baby arm was elbow was dislocated. So you know he had to be yanking on that baby arm or whatever to dislocate that baby arm or whatever. And so then she she like, you know, talking to the doctor, and as she talking, she like lifting up the shirt or whatever. And then we see bruises on the baby. So he beating the mother baby child. So I was like, oh, hell no, he got to die. So then she go home, put the baby in the room and stuff like that. She go back out because he's talking about he getting ready for an interview, yada, yada, yada. And she like, you ain't asked me what the doctor said. And so he was like, well, what the doctor said, whatever like that. She was like, he only 3 years old and you dislocated his elbow. He's like, I ain't do nothing. So she was like, here go the proof right here. So she show him and stuff. And so he like, nah, I ain't do that. And she was like, you can beat me, you can choke me, you can do whatever you want to do to me, but you don't put your hands on my kids or whatever like that. And he was like, well, he crying and he having tantrums and shit. Like, he's 3. That's what babies do. The fuck? And so she was like, he was like, you ain't been with them for 2 weeks or whatever like that. And she was like, you are not your daddy. You can't hit him like that. He 3 years old. You can't be putting your hands on him like that. And he was like, well, look, I told you not to be fussing with me right now. I'm about to go on this interview, yada, yada, yada. And so she was like, you not gonna get the job. I said, oh shit, no, Keyshawn, no. So then she was like, I gotta go back to work and take care of my 3 kids, Jaden, Rico, and Derek. And so, of course, he hit her. She fall. And then he dragging her through the goddamn house, child. He's trying to kill her because he choked her up. Then he go pick up the hot iron. And she's like, oh, my God, not my face, Derek. Anything but my face. And so he had to think about it because he like, if I burn her face, then she ain't going to be able to make money. And then we really going to be broke or whatever like that. So let me not. So, child, he put the iron down. My ass would pick that iron up and bow. I'd have murdered his ass right then and there. You hear me? Murdered him. But she didn't. She just take the necklace off her neck and start crying and sobbing and stuff like that. And then the whole time the churn in the background crying and stuff. I said, oh my God. Anyway, back at the suite. So it looked like Rome was having like this sex party in his suite or whatever. At first I thought they was at Jocelyn's, but I said, no, this ain't her spot. This is Rome's suite. So it's people screwing on the damn couch. Like it's like two couples. They just bang, bang, bang. And then Wody like, let me talk to you, Rome. So he go in there, whatever, like that. And then there's two girls in the back. They about to bow chicky wow wow. And then, but he like, no, let's interrupt this. Let's go on, y'all going out there, do that thing or whatever. And so he go in the back and they talking and stuff. He was like, yo, I got some primo for you or whatever. Like he was like, oh, you got some primo shit? He was like, yeah, I know how you do. I know how you do. So then he put it out. And so Rome like, no, you go ahead. You hit first. So then he tell Wody to hit first. So Wody, he hit not the lines that Rome had put out, but the previous lines that was already out. So he hit one of them. So he like, all right, you on that bat, you on the bat. So then he started smoking or whatever. I mean, not smoking. He snort the stuff that Wody had brought him and stuff like that. And so Wody like, what we gonna do about Keyshawn not being there, whatever like that. And so then he was like, well, Rome was like, well, we can bring a new artist out and then maybe Lil Murder can open up for him, but I don't know, whatever. And cause you know, don't nobody really know him. And so Wody like, not yet or whatever. He was like, man, I don't know, man. You deal with that or whatever like that. And so he start like choking up, getting dizzy and stuff like that. And so Wody like, you good, man? You good? He like, nah, I'm just feeling a little lightheaded or whatever like that. But I'm good. And so he was like, man, you ever seen somebody die? He's like, man, I told you I saw my mama die. Whatever like that. And so then Wody just sitting back smoking. He was like, you know, how you want to be buried? You want like, you could get like an open casket and, you know, but you ain't gonna get like the closed casket like we had to do with that one lady that hung herself and, you know, she was there for like 4 weeks and then her body had detached from her. I was like, Wody, we don't need to know that. So he was like, I'm gonna just ask you this little question, man. Like, where this movie you got? He was like, what movie? What? Like, Keyshawn told me, you know, she told me everything. So, like, you know, where it said or whatever. He was like, what? He was like, you know, I'm just you lucky, man, because you lucky somebody here to lead you to the other side, you know, like a soft suicide. And then he showed him the bottle, and there was some fentanyl pills. I said, ooh, not the fent. So then he was like, night, nigga. I said, ooh. So then Rome fall over. I said yes, because if you ain't getting, Teeth was going to bash his goddamn head in, because Teeth unstable, goddamn it. So he is falling over. Somebody like, oh man, somebody called an ambulance. This nigga an OD or whatever. And so then Wody walking out, and then I said, not the wink, Wody almost fell dead. Y'all almost played dead. But anyway, that was the episode. It was good. I enjoyed it. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down there in them comments. If y'all like this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button. And also, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit me with that subscribe button. Well, not hit me with the subscribe button. Push the subscribe button. And also hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.